Hey guys, what's going on? This is Matt Winning at winningstrength.com, and I wanted to attack the people that are on the Reddit forums. So I started this last week, and it gives me some good topics for me to talk to you guys about so that you can understand my mindset and where I'm coming from with these particular topics. And one person piped up on a Reddit forum and goes, Matt thinks that everybody's weaknesses is glutes, hamstrings, and triceps all the time. Well, there's a good reason for that. One, nearly 80% of the workforce today is at a sit-down desk job. This is going to create a lot of similar issues that I have seen with fire departments, special operations, general army, normal clientele for the last 25 years. So when I don't see someone for a personal assessment, I'm going to automatically assume that these areas are probably weak and probably causing the issues. Sorry about that. So the other thing that we have is we know that lower back pain is the most common condition leading to missed times of work. So if we know that the lower back is an issue, is it directly the issue or is it secondarily the issue caused by some of these areas that we probably know are very weak in most people? Okay, so we know glutes play a vital role in lower back pain, which is a major region to focus on this area in your training. So you'll notice that in the manuals, sometimes in online coaching, especially on the workouts on Patreon and Train Heroic, we are utilizing both in warm-ups and accessories, and sometimes even in main lifts, glute-dominant exercises. The reason that we do that, and people go, well, why don't you focus on ever quadriceps? Because what I have found over the last 25 years is that if we focus on the glutes, the quadriceps will grow secondarily. They don't necessarily need a lot of isolation work to get better. Plus, they already have a humongous advantage due to a leverage system that the patella and the patella tendon creates that the other muscles don't have. So I've never ran into a lifter that had weak quadriceps. I just ran into a lifter that had a weak posterior chain. This means that if your squat is 300 now, if your hamstrings, glutes are stronger and you don't touch your quadricep, you're probably going to squat 400. Now, there's all other kinds of factors involved with that, but if we know that lower back pain is prevalent with 80% of the population, and we know that glutes can fix that area, why wouldn't we do so? The answer is, I don't know. But for some reason, people on Reddit forums have more education and know more than I do. The next thing we have to look at is, why does Matt always utilize hamstrings? Well, hamstrings are the muscles on the back side of your femur, and there are three muscle groups. They're heavily correlated with injury in the lower back and core stabilization. So that sounds pretty damn important for me, no matter what your goals are. We need core stabilization constantly, and we also know that lower back injuries are created by weaker hamstrings. So if we correct those areas, then we are probably going to fix 80+% of the population, which is another reason why I hold hamstrings in very high regard with our training. So in the Patreon workouts, again, and the online coaching and all this other stuff, we tend to attack hamstrings, and what we have seen over the last 2.5 decades is that it fixes squat form and actually relieves lower back pain. So it sounds like a win-win situation to me. Training the hamstrings reduces knee twisting, shearing, and reduces the chances of ACL tears. Now notice that when we train one muscle, we're trying to attack multiple birds with one stone, which I think we can show in this video that that is the case. The last muscle that I wanted to address, and is another one that a lot of normal people just don't get, because we were taught in high school and our local gyms that the bench press is a pec dominant exercise and that military presses are shoulder dominant exercises. Well, in reality, those muscles are more stabilizers and the tricep becomes the main pressor. But that's not the only reason that we focus on triceps. We focus on triceps because they have a direct correlation. So shoulder issues have a direct correlation with tricep strength, okay? There'll be references in the new book that comes out. Cadaver studies have shown that the fibers of the long head of the tricep actually attach to the underside of the scapular and shoulder blade in the shoulder capsule. This means that really, really strong triceps will actually help your scapula stay in good position and good posture while pressing heavy weights, whether overhead or in front of you. So I find that training the triceps and focusing on the triceps saves the shoulder. And I think that we can all agree that most of the people that we have seen in the gym that either stop training or reduce their training frequency or intensity is because of their lower back or their shoulder is one of the two of the top maybe 3 to 5 reasons that most people stop training. So if I'm going to focus on these areas with other people that I train and myself, the workouts at the gym with my clients and all my firemen, I'm going to focus on the areas that give me the biggest bang for my buck. And that's why we have a position on these particular areas at this time. So hopefully this video kind of opens up your mind and tries to get you guys to understand that it's not as simple as just walking in the gym and just doing traditional workouts. You need to have a little bit of a preemptive thought process into what kind of mileage is this creating and what are my performance and or injury preventative goals down the road, because those things do change. The reason that we see so much bullshit in the younger generation is because they're not old enough to see the mileage yet. So most of the guys that are training like idiots at 18, they're not going to be working out anymore by the time they're 30. So they throw a lot of different crazy stuff out because they don't care about longevity. All they're thinking about is today. And if all you're thinking about is today with your workouts, you're probably setting yourself up for some major failures and some major surgeries. So hopefully this helps you guys. Go visit winningstrength.com. We'd be more glad to help you. If you have any questions, please join Patreon, and we'll talk more about some different things that I see on the internet and stuff that we want to fix.